Good morning, Bhargav. It's Tuesday, the 5th of September. Here's the heads up brief for today. For the Southeast Asia production, we covered 27 issues. In North Asia, we covered 7, and for Australasia and the Pacific Islands, we covered 10. In South Asia, we covered 24 issues, plus the major issues in Europe, Middle East, and Africa.
Oh, there. Thank you. Can we please look at the major issues today?
Right. So a couple of things to start off with in Papua, Indonesia, is that honorary government workers protested outside the Papua provincial governor's office in Jayapura yesterday. They were protesting against the drawn-out process to become appointed civil servants. And this is an issue that we have been talking about and that will come to play in the 2024 elections as the new provinces have been created, but the administration is not still in place.
All right. Thank you.
And the Papua Deputy Police Chief Brigadier called on the military and police to raise their alert level. This follows the death of 3 West Papua National Liberation Army members in a raid in Nduga a few days ago. So the TPNBP has threatened to carry out retaliatory attacks on Indonesian forces.
All right. Do you see this as a major escalation in the status quo?
Well, considering that the status quo has been defined by the continuous depreciation of the security environment, this is another step in that. Things are not getting better, and the security environment in parts of the highlands is worsening at this point. So the status quo itself is deteriorating.
All right. Makes sense. Thank you there.
Right. And in Australia, workers at 2 of Chevron's LNG sites have decided to carry out a 2-week strike on the 14th of September. This is over pay disputes and working conditions.
All right. Thank you.
In South Asia, the Marathas have threatened to hold protests if the Maharashtra government does not increase the reservations quota for the community in India.
All right. So this is something of a critical issue for businesses operating in some of the rural areas or in states with greater influence of local groups and political parties, especially in the south. And this is visible in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, in particular, some of the pressure groups hold a lot of influence at the ground level, and they can disrupt businesses in some of the smaller towns, if not the major cities like Pune and Mumbai. Smaller towns such as Aurangabad, Nasik, Nagpur, and some of the other cities in the state. It is important to note that Indian states are not just administrative divisions, unlike in some of the Western countries like the US. Indian states, you can call them nation unto themselves, as they're made up of certain ethno-linguistic groups such as Marathas, in Tamil Nadu, it's Tamils. So all of these flow into the chaotic political scenario across the country.
Right. We'll keep an eye out on this in case the situation escalates. And in Pakistan, sources from the Pakistani Finance Ministry claimed that the country failed to reach a consensus with the IMF over the relief and electricity bills. The ministry will hold negotiations with the organization again. Pakistan had taken a long time to secure its IMF deal earlier this year, and the
Yes.
economic situation is still quite dire there.
Yes, the situation doesn't seem to be improving anytime soon, and unfortunately, the loan and the bailout package from the IMF comes with a lot of strings attached. Some of the conditions, which includes fiscal restructuring and increase in taxes and withdrawal of subsidies, which we can already see taking an impact, having an impact at the ground level with increasing electricity and fuel prices and more protests in major cities. So let's keep a close eye on this. There. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll do that. Moving over to Africa, in Gabon, General Brice Ngoma was sworn in as the country's interim president yesterday. He proposed several reforms, including a return to civilian rule, new electoral codes, and a new constitution to be ratified by a referendum. However, he did not outline any transition timeline yet that would restore civilian rule.
All right, that's interesting. Let's keep a close eye on the developments on the ground in Gabon. Will be covering this off in a client briefing later today, like we always do for our clients. Let's dig deeper into what's behind the recent trend in West Africa as well in today's briefing. Thank you there.
Right. And regarding Niger, the military regime reopened Niger's airspace to commercial, domestic, and international flights. However, military flights are still not permitted unless approved by authorities. Nigeria closes airspace after the Economic Community of West African States threatened military intervention in response to a coup.
All right, thank you.
That's the brief for today, Bhargav. Anything else from you?
Nothing else from my end over there. Thank you.